I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match.
My boys, this is Full Mask. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content, hit that subscribe. Alright my boys, today we're going to be checking out the Mintypi version build, Mintypi version 3 build guide. We'll post up here and I'll block in half of it. Shrink this down. We'll be looking at how this is basically built and how well it runs. I have one assembled here. There's all the links if you need to. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description to the build guide. They're going to have pre-orders going up. I believe they're already up and going now to the end of this month at the date of this recording. It'll be July 31st, I believe. And they'll start shipping out sometime in October, hopefully sooner. Basically, a retro pie in or outside of an Altoids tin. That small, that compact. This is all the parts required for the 3D printed parts. Of course, you would buy your own pen, your own tin, your own retro. This is a Raspberry Pi 0W, which means that it has Wi-Fi. You're going to order the rest of these parts from one manufacturer. I believe the buttons are tied into the 3D printed parts along with the screws. So this section here with the screen, the button layout, the bag of screws, and the tiny magnet, little kickstand, and the actual silicone injected buttons are from one seller. The other seller is going to have the screen, the tape cord, I guess you could call that, that funny looking long bracket for the LNR, the speaker, the charger port, the battery, and this double-ended black wire connector, along with the button PVC. And basically what it's going to do is going to allow you to play all your old retro games from back in the day to newer, basically your pocket size, so to speak. Today I'm going to be walking you through how I pretty much had to set mine up. And testing of the product. Alright, I have the Mintypi here. This is the Altoids tin that I cut out. You use this 3D printed part to tape it to the case, and you'll be able to cut out all the holes. You can use a file, a drill, depending on however you really want to. I can't put it all the way on because the LNR buttons are sticking all the way out. And as you open it up, be careful when you open it up. You get the battery, which I wrapped in Teflon tape so that it doesn't get punctured. You got your wires and your 3D printed parts, along with your charging bay. I used super glue, but it makes kind of a mess. You probably want to use hot glue more than likely. And your board kind of like presses up against these two buttons here, and that's how it receives it. The screen is one separate part with this little tape cord that comes out. You got a hot button for your 3D printed part, which activates on the screen. There's a back plate back there that you had to use some really strong tape to hold it in there. The screen sits inside, and you push the faceplate onto it. Put your battery in, it pops right in, pretty firm, pretty stable, so it doesn't flop around. This part here is the Pi, and this is the PVC board that it has to be soldered onto. It's very difficult to do this soldering, so you have to be very precise with it, otherwise you'll join buttons together. There's certain people out there that can do the soldering for you. The buttons cut out, they work just fine. The speaker zip in the top, you can barely see it, tiny little speaker inside there. You got your start and select buttons. You got two extra buttons here for hotkeying, and it pretty much just speaks for itself. And you got your LNRs here in the back, which are pretty responsive as well. Here I'm taking some Teflon tape and wrapping the back of the Pi here, trying to make sure that this presses right up against the battery. I don't want these leads coming off the solder to puncture the battery at any cost, so to speak. So I'm taking extra precaution, wrapping the battery up along with the Pi itself, so nothing shorts out whatsoever. Now we're going to take our flash drive with the fresh image of the Mintypi already installed on it. We'll place it into the Pi. And we're going to try and angular it into the Pi itself. Got to get this tape plugged into this port, and this port is going to house the electrical wire, which is going to power the Pi. This is quite the difficult here. It's a pain in the butt, really. And I think I got that in there pretty good. Alright, we clipped the bite down onto the tape so it hums firmly in place. And this little plug here gave me some trouble. It only goes in one way. It was very hard to find that one particular way. Now that we got the Mintypi inside, we can screw it all the way down. You don't want to screw them all down at once because it might tilt it, so you want to put one on one end, another on the opposite. It should go right into the holes when doing this right. As you can see, that one didn't really want to go in. And of course, I dropped the screw. I'm trying to use the magnet here, and this one got in, but it would not go all the way down. So as you can see, the Pi is actually on. And this is the finished product. Going to add games onto it and see how well it runs. And here we are. Sorry for the orientation of the camera. We got arcade going, afterburner. See how well it runs. And there's afterburner up and running. When you want to leave a certain game, you push the start and select together at the same time. I'm going to test on another game. Try a Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600 runs. Let's go Game Boy Advance Pokemon Leaf version. And as you can see, it also runs on the Mintypi as well. So we got arcade, Atari, and Game Boy Advance. And we'll try on out other games later, but that's for a whole nother video. The sound is a little choppy, but I get it's his first time going. Alright, my boys, that's how I built my Mintypi. And if you would like to build one yourself, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description of where you can go to get in line for the pre-orders. Or like I said, they've been out for, I believe, the entirety of the month of July. It's not too expensive, and of course you get your own RAMs by your own way. Because I can't show you how to do that exactly. It's not against the rules, so to speak. Other than that, it's a pretty good novelty. Your friends think you're awesome. You built this out of parts, designed it your own way, did all your own thing with it. Other than that, pretty good for a travel kit when you're going on trips, I presume. Or while you're bored at work, pop out and play a couple of games of Street Fighter or something, you know? All right. Again, God bless you. Have a good night.